In this recording, I'm going to overview the setup of our My Lab or My Accounting Lab or MAL uh, section for our classes. I'm showing you the sign in web page. Now, if you're accessing your or our sections, assessments and homework and reading checks from within the modules, from within our Canvas site, you would not need to sign in through this web page. It's already integrated and you go directly into the assignments from my Canvas from within modules. I have set up all those links already. Now at times, as I said before in a different video, you may see that the links are not working. In that case, you use the other link, the one that I mentioned or I labeled direct link to my accounting lab or to MAL. And in that case, it would be coming here. When you actually registered for my accounting lab at the beginning of this class, or before when you did it for a different class, you already have had or have created your user ID and your password. So that's what you would use to sign in here. So I'm going to use my own account at the moment to actually do that. And so I'm going to use, I had already done that. So, you don't see the login information, but I already had entered that into those fields. And now I'm into my Pearson index content, or I guess you would call it index page here. But then now I'm going to access, I have three MyLab sections. And so one of them is for Accounting 1B, one is for 1A. So at the moment, I'm just going to go into 1B. My view will be slightly different than yours. In your case, you would not see this link here. There's another set of links underneath for instructors, but you would see the top ones over here. In this video, I will only really focus on the home page, and even there, I'm not gonna really. I don't use much of this in any case. So you might look into this, but the rest of this is not. I don't set it up. This is automatic by the system. What I care about for you is assignments, the actual access to your e-text or your ebook, and then the multimedia library. Those are the three items that I think are the most important. So let me go to assignments then. You can actually just access the homework or the quizzes and tests. Now, or you can do all of them. So right now I'm looking at all of them, except that all the exams at the moment are not activated yet because they're not due yet. Those will be visible once they become due a few days before that when they open up. So at this point you don't see the exams. But you do see the reading checks 10, 11, and so on, homework 10, 11, and so on. So this is for Accounting 1B, as I already mentioned before. For Accounting 1A, will be similar to this. Now I'm going to show you what a reading check looks like. If I go there, and obviously you would do this right, only after you've actually read the textbook, so you have the foundation to actually complete this correctly. Now, good thing is that the nice thing about this is that you don't really should not worry so much about this in terms of the score, because you can come back to this at least 3 times, and so you should be able to maximize your score for this. And also the number of questions here are only 10, so it should be very quick. But if you need more time, that's fine. It's just unlimited time, so there's no time crunch here. So again, do this smartly and maximize your scores. So I think that's important. So once you start, you will see this. And again, you have a number of questions here. It's 10 that come from chapter 10 in this case. And they're just what I call theory questions. So here's one. I can go to 2 from here, or I can just navigate by saying next. There's some arrows down here, and so you can just answer those questions as you think they should be. And once you're done, you can submit through here, and that will be In this case, I haven't finished, so I get that those results are not all that great, but that's what I got at the moment. If I then go to the homework's a little more work, and so in that case, you will notice that you have listed here all the homework for chapter 10. Again, this is accounting 1B, but accounting 1A will be very similar. And these are the exact same problems that I have assigned and that you see listed in the class calendar. Notice that here it says similar to. That's because E1017 here in MAL is similar to the one that you see in the back of the chapter of your textbook. Now, the answer keys that I've given you in my demos, in the videos that may be in the modules for chapter 10 relate to the answers for the static problems that are in your textbook in the back of the chapter. So you're going to use my demos, my videos, the publisher's videos, and the answer keys from the publisher that I have placed in the modules for chapter 10 homework to learn how to solve those problems. Then you come here once you're done with all that review, and you can then go here to 1017 as an example and solve that same problem but with different numbers. So that's sort of the approach. Now, even here, you have more resources to use if you needed to. So in the case of this homework problem, there's also a help me solve this and a demo doc. Help me solve this walks you through each step of this specific problem using different numbers actually. So it's really nice because again, it takes you through sort of a demonstration that you actually walk along with the tool here. And so that's actually extremely useful, I think. The demo docs normally are videos that relate to the problem. So you can use these two types of additional resources to learn to solve these problems. So again, you've got some resources to learn how to solve these problems in the modules themselves for each of these assigned problems. And then you have also the ones here within MAL to actually solve the same problems. So there should be no reason why you wouldn't know how to solve these problems later in the exams, because I'm going to choose some of these as well, or some similar to these. In that case, not as similar as this one. It will be slightly different, but or maybe more extensive than these. But still, they are based on these problems that you see here in MAL. And then down here, you see there's a check answer box. You can always, also use that button to check whether what you placed in this box makes sense. It's only one part of the answer. So it's nice because again, this tool is extremely good for you to learn these problems. So you can navigate either through some of these arrows on this side, at the bottom, or you can go through here directly to the problems. Once you're done, you would save. You would actually go in, and you're done, and you will see some points that you will be assigned here, depending on the number of points you've actually earned based on your answers. Now, once you're done with any of these, with respect to reading checks and homeworks, you will be able to then, as soon as they are submitted, you are able to actually go back and look at what you did and maybe retake it right away, or retake it whenever you review more on your own before you come back to MAL. Either way, you can you can check results and then redo your work. So you will be able to come back here and review what you have done by using this results link right there. Again, going back to assignments, eventually you will see right about here an exam link coming through, and it works the same way as I just demonstrated with the reading checks and the homework. Now the exams normally have a portion that relates to theory questions such as the reading check, and the second part to the exams normally deals with applicational problems that relate to what you've done in the homeworks. The t-text is another resource. This is just to mention to you that if you don't want to carry your printed text because you don't have one for whatever reason, and you bought the right version of My Accounting Lab, then you can always review your reading from the ebook. And so that's what I do when I travel. I don't carry the big thick book. I simply take, I have access to this everywhere in the world, and I can just access the whatever I need. I can even make notes, and do this if I wanted to. And so I can have notes to review later. I can highlight. So this is kind of neat, and it's useful to review later. Going back to my lab, one more, there are other things that you might want to use, like smart thinking, and I think they charge you for this, so you don't have to use it. I think, not sure, maybe it's free. I'll check. And then there's other things that you might want to sort of review. Dynamic study modules are kind of nice. So simulations, you can use that. But the ones that I think are more useful to you for this class, it will be under the multimedia library. In the case of let's say chapter 10, I would select chapter 10 here, and I could even select specific learning objectives. But at this point, I just ask for all of it. I can look for maybe PowerPoint slides. I can look for flashcards related to that, or maybe an accounting tutorial. In this case, I can cycle the tutorial or videos. So, but I'll do all of it, so you can see, that you can get different types of resources for each chapter. So you can get Excel spreadsheets that it will help you with some of the problems. There will be some interactive sort of figures, just nice additional resources that you might want to use. Flashcards for mostly definitions in that case. The most useful, I think, resources are going to be PowerPoints and videos. Now, both of these, and also Excel sheets, most of those are actually already embedded into your modules. I actually copied and pasted manually each of these from here, from the Multimedia Lab, into your modules. You can have it all in one place, at the right location within the lecture notes. So you can access these things within the module in Canvas. Now, for that to work, you need to be logged into my lab with the same browser. Just a side note on that. But again, those should be very useful. Is sort of think of this as lecture notes, or lecture presentations that you would be able to see in a face-to-face class. In addition to these videos, I may, depending on my on time, I may be able to provide you with at least one additional video per chapter, just to introduce some concepts, and those will be my videos. So that will be a little different. They will not be here inside of MAP. In any case, that's actually it for my accounting lab. I hope this is useful. Enjoy.